Welcome to the What the Fuck America podcast. Today we have a very special sponsor. Today's sponsor is Extra Strength Preparation H. For all the butthurt in BLM. Puts the B in BLM.
Butthurt.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Jake, along with Matt. We're going to talk about How Justice is Dead Part 2. We didn't expect to have to do this episode, but we're going to do it. So, let's talk about that Derek Chauvin trial and a couple of other things that happened recently. Let's first kick off with that Derek Chauvin trial.
It's a total farce.
Total farce.
I agree. I'll just give you my opinion right now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Matt. The picaroon of this fucking show. That's right. And if you're smart, you'll look that up in the dictionary. I didn't say pickaninny. I said picaroon.
Like coon, but rune.
Yeah.
Which is what BLM is trying to do to this country.
Yeah. So Derek Chauvin, guilty of murder in death of George Floyd. When, and that's what all the headlines are going to read. And I'm going to let Jake go fucking apeshit on this one. But just so everybody knows, every one of the experts that I saw on the news and on the radio said that, yes, he had a lot of drugs in his system and probably could have died from that. More than likely, his toxicology came back and he had enough drugs in him to fucking kill a goddamn horse.
Yep.
He was 200-something pounds. He wasn't as heavy as a fucking horse. So,
yes. Yeah. So I didn't watch, I'll be full disclosure, I did not watch every waking hour of the trial because I would have shot myself in the foot.
yeah.
So I got legal people from various sides to give their kind of 50,000 foot overview of the trial. From their opinions, their legal expertise, some of them could see, I think it was third-degree murder. Some of them could understand manslaughter. And that's kind of where I lean. I can understand manslaughter for sure. And some of them leaned not guilty. What I will say is the reason why some of them lean not guilty, the state, the way trials work, the state must prove beyond a reasonable doubt, Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd. The state did not do that. The state could not pinpoint where George Floyd died. Did he die from the drugs that was in his system, the 4 times the lethal limit? Did he die from his previous heart conditions? Did he die from the 9 minutes on with Derek Chauvin on his back? Well, it turns out it was back and neck. And we were all told a lie by it was 8 minutes on his neck. It was 9 minutes on his neck and back, which was not excess use of force. They were trained to do that. The state could not provide one pinpoint direct moment where George Floyd was murdered. They could not do that. So I will agree, definite negligence on the side of Derek Chauvin. I'm not a cop, though. I can't, just my personal opinion, definite negligence. To be guilty on all 3 counts is fucking lunacy. George Floyd was on so many drugs because he was, quote unquote, felt forced to take them because he knew he was probably going to go to jail for a long ass time with all those drugs on him. So he decided to eat all those drugs. They went and searched that cop car twice. They found chewed up pills with fentanyl on them twice in the back of that cop car, with George Floyd's saliva on them, no less. So, to me, manslaughter, understandable. Third-degree murder, I think they took that one off the books, then put it on again. I can't remember exactly. Third-degree murder, understandable. 3 guilty charges, though. That's ridiculous, and we'll get into why it is ridiculous in a little bit here. So, do we want to talk about the incitement to violence?
Oh, Maxine Waters?
Yeah.
Fuck that idiot.
Yep.
Another one that's too old to be doing the job.
Yep.
Too old to sit in that fucking chair. Actually, that's probably why they hire all these old motherfuckers, because that's all they're good at. Sitting.
Yeah.
Sitting on their hands, sitting on money, my money, your money,
our money,
all the hardworking American. You know, it's funny because democracy kind of just means slavery.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
a little bit better paid slavery.
Yeah. Well, in this kind of slavery, they give you the illusion of owning things and having things and being your own person, but you're not, because if you don't do what they say, you end up like fucking Gina Carano and you know
canceled.
What? That's probably what happened with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep.
That's probably what happened to him. He was probably like, fuck you. And they were like, oh no, fuck you. We're going to make your life hell. We're going to tell everybody you're a pedophile, and everybody's going to believe it because nobody likes a fucking pedophile. Not even the pedophiles like pedophiles. It's not like they go to meetings and they're like,
the LGBT likes pedophiles.
You see how I just go on a rant? I'm looking at my freaking lines here. It's like a freaking giant angry rant.
That's all right. We're going to have plenty of those today.
Anyway, yeah, she's an ass. And for her to comment on the trial publicly on the news, like in an interview publicly.
And she was in Minnesota.
Yeah.
She was in Minneapolis. Okay.
That's literally when the fucking Fuhrer was standing on the podium and going, yay, yay, yay.
So,
and yeah.
What's insane to me, what's absolutely insane to me is Donald Trump. All right. He was up on the podium January 6th. To have incitement to violence, there are several key factors you need. One is a direct call to action.
Yes.
2 is the imminent threat of said action. And 3 is that action being done. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump said, we're going to head over to that Capitol. Peacefully, patriotically make our voices heard and cheer on politicians to do the right thing. So you know what happened? People walked over to that Capitol with the anticipation to peacefully and patriotically cheer on politicians to do the right thing.
Yeah.
That is not incitement. Actually, let me rephrase that. That is incitement to go over and peacefully and patriotically cheer on politicians. Maxine Waters said, what we have to do if we don't get the right verdict, and if he is not charged with first-degree murder, even though he was not being charged with first-degree murder, she said, we must stay out in the streets, be more confrontational, and tell them we are serious. 5 hours after that, National Guard members were shot at. About 30 rounds. So where's the call out on that? Nancy Pelosi said, oh no, that wasn't incitement. Maxine Waters didn't incite anybody. She's fine. Fucking bunch of cunts.
Well, they do both represent parts of the same state.
Yep.
And
fucking
Maxine Waters just looks like a tinted
demon
version of her.
She looks like a demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this isn't the first time that Maxine Waters has said something. Granted, don't get me wrong. I make death threats on here often. Probably going to make a couple tonight, if I'm being honest here.
It happens.
So I'm all about, feel free to incite whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Let me just She's a Democratic representative from California.
Yep.
And she was at a rally, a protest rally.
Yes.
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota. Yep.
For a trial of a police officer.
Yep.
Who's on trial for murdering, and yes, I'm using an air quote, this guy, and then you mean bad things happened after in Minnesota?
After she incited people,
and not just Minnesota. Let's be clear on that.
Be clear, yeah, that's happened all over the country.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear and for that to really sink in when people are listening.
It's only in the major Democrat cities too, which is very annoying. They just what needs to happen. Republicans need to grow some balls, take over those cities, and just turn them into wonderful places again.
Yeah, if their policies are so great, how come their cities are doing so horrible?
Yep.
If their policies and their gun control policies are so strong and so fucking great, why are people still getting guns?
Yep.
You should know who all those people are that have those guns. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what about the 103? You know, I know how they keep going through these lists on the fucking TV and this and that about all these freaking, you know, no one really. Let's just be clear. I mean, if you're doing something wrong and it gets you killed, I mean, you're kind of doing that to yourself in one sense, right?
Yes.
So they're out there in public, you know, remembering all these people that have died at the hands of the police. But what about the police? Like, they're fucking citizens too, man. There's black police.
What's interesting about this, police are 17 times more likely to be shot and killed or murdered by a black suspect than black suspects are to be shot and killed by police. Think about that statistic. Yeah. You are 17 times more likely as a police officer to be killed by a black suspect than you are the other way around. Where's that in the news? I mean, the whole thing, it's completely inconsequential. To me, people die, assholes will be assholes, and I don't fucking care about them. Officer or not. I just, the media is trying to force down a narrative, like you were saying earlier. They've been trying to force down this narrative for fucking what seems like a damn decade. And it's so tiresome. And what's interesting is you have so many black people that don't believe it, but you have so many fucking white savior liberal cunts and these other dumbass black people that eat this shit up. And it's just annoying as fuck.
Yeah. So I'm only going to say this because, you know, I get it. People are pissed off because things have just boiled over to the point where, you know, you feel like, you know, anyway, they feel like they're, what was that word?
Disingenuous?
Whatever, where they're like disenfranchised and, you know, everybody's against you, or at least just the police are in your town or whatever happens to you on a regular. What about the police that are good?
That's the other thing. Think about how many police interactions there are every year in this country.
What about the stuff that the good police do with the kids in these cities who don't have fathers?
Yep.
Whose fathers are locked away for stupid reasons, right? Not even, maybe it's some stupid ass law that they're locked up for. I mean, I'm not saying they're all fucking assholes, but what about those cops that are in the community, building the community, helping the people stay, you know, be a community? What about the trooper in Arizona who got shot for trying to fucking go over to a rollover crash and was fucking ambushed and killed, and then Like some random good Samaritan freaking stopped and shot the motherfucker for him.
Yeah.
You know? Arizona trooper trying to help a motorist in a rollover crash was shot in an ambush-style attack by a random suspect. Like, what the fuck, dude? You cannot go to war with the police.
Well, you could.
But that's futile, right?
But they have automatic weapons.
They have automatic weapons. Well, think about this. The police are supposed to be, and yes, they're not always this, but they're supposed to be a symbol of safety, right? You would think. They're there. It says it on the car, serve and protect. It says it on probably on their badge somewhere. I don't know. I don't really deal with cops, dude. What I'm saying is, like,
and that's the thing too, is if you don't want to deal with the cops, don't do things that bring the fucking cops near you.
Right. Like, you know that if you, like, you know, if you're driving down the street and you have a gun, right? And it's not a legal gun, but you have done something in the past where you're violent, or you had a gun, or you were dealing drugs.
Yep.
Because you have that, you are already suspect. You are already, I mean, honestly, even if you're on probation, they're up your ass, right? They're gonna look into it. So if you're not doing anything wrong, why wouldn't you just cooperate?
Yep.
You know, and I get it, man. I don't want to be hassled by the cops. I don't want to be fucking put up against the car and fucking searched and rubbed all over and balls and jiggled and all that shit. I don't need that shit, right? I also don't need some smug fucking asshole looking at me like I'm fucking, like I got something to hide from him. He's a fucking stranger. Fuck him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at people, right? So they're just doing their fucking job. You're going about your job. Yes, your job might not be legal, but you made that decision.
Yep. Yep. And I don't get me wrong. You made that decision, and there are things that do force you into that scenario, but you can find a way out if you really wanted to. But people want to take the easy route out, and I understand that.
But it also goes into agendas and indoctrination and, you know, the control. So, it's all central control, man.
Yep. So let me so this is Contact Between the Police and the Public 2015 by the Bureau of Justice Statistics. The highlights are: the portion of United States residents age 16 and older who had contact with the police in the preceding 12 months declined from 26% to in 2011 to 21% in 2015, a drop of more than 9 million people from 62.9 million to 53.5. So keep that number in mind. 53.5 interactions in 1 year. 53.5 million interactions in 1 year. All right. So there's an article from November 16th of 2015. Number of people killed in the U.S. By police in the U.S. in 2015 is 1,000. And this was in November. So let's say it adds another 100. 1,100. 1,100, just for argument's sake, people died from police in 2015. Compare that with the 53 million people that interacted with police. That is a staggeringly low proportion of people dying from police. Now you have the people that'll say, "Oh, even one death is too many." Really? What if a guy is going on a raping rampage of babies? You really don't want the police to just put him down? So let's be realistic here. There are people that deserve to be shot to death by fucking cops. Plain and simple. Plain and fucking simple.
I totally agree. However, we live in a society where, and Grant, you know, we have rules, man, right? There's rules. Every fucking country, every goddamn place has its own rules. You're not going to go to Russia and demand to be treated like a fucking American, right?
Yep.
They're going to fucking do what Russians want to do to fucking Americans. Laugh in your face, maybe piss on you a little bit, maybe send you on your way, beat you up, leave you in the snow, right? Whatever.
Okay.
But
let's get back to the Chauvin trial.
I keep going crazy because I'm getting mad about it. I'm so mad. I'm reading all of the headlines. It's so
frustrating,
stupid.
So the Chauvin trial.
Also, wait, real quick, that Arizona cop, he didn't die. The motorist that was passing by while he was helping an accident victim, a motorist came by and shot the other fucker to death. So he didn't kill that. He did shoot the officer, but the officer is alive. So there you go. Sorry. I know I went on a tangent. It's just rude.
No, that's all right. Let's talk quick about the rest of the Chauvin trial, and we'll talk about why it most likely should and hopefully will get a mistrial. So Joe Biden, our great and almighty leader, was saying before the verdict came out, he was praying for the right verdict, meaning guilty on all charges. Justice Cahill did not move the trial out of Minneapolis, which if a jury cannot be deemed to be unbiased, they cannot have that trial in that city. Now let's talk about the fact and politically what was going on. BLM hasn't stopped rioting in Minneapolis since George Floyd has died. And then take into account the fact that another person got killed mere blocks away from where this trial was being fucking held. You really think that jury can be unbiased? Especially with the fact that Maxine Waters is saying, hey, we're going to burn this motherfucker to the ground if we don't get a murder one charge, and we get to fucking sacrifice him at the altar of go fuck yourself, Whitey.
I still don't understand why politicians are even involved in this shit. It should be just whatever is happening. That is not a fair trial. Yeah. We as Americans who are born here, who come here legally, that is one of our rights.
Yep.
A fair and speedy trial.
Fair and speedy trial. And
this was a speedy trial.
But how could it be fair when you have threats of violence from political members, threats of violence from rioters who've been rioting and shown propensity to kill about 2 dozen people after George Floyd died in the subsequent riots, cause over billions of dollars in property damage, all because some drug addict fucking ass fuck decided he wanted to die that day. This, and then you had an alternate juror come out today and say, yeah, I was worried about the verdict. I was worried about giving the right verdict. She was essentially saying how she didn't think she could give a proper verdict because of all the political violence happening. So those right there are grounds for the mistrial. I don't know if they are going to proceed with a motion for a mistrial. And if he does get a mistrial, I don't know exactly what happens after that. But from the beginning, from the jump, this should have been a trial done in rural Minnesota where fucking nobody knows what the hell is going on. And yeah, it's you can't have a fair and trial if people are worried about their cities and states and counties and towns and homes and businesses being fucking razed to the ground.
Yeah, but what about the jurors?
Well, yeah, they all live there.
They all got to look out for themselves, man.
You had a fucking, I want to say a New York Times article that came out and printed every single bit of information they could about the jurors, except for their names.
Right, but still, I mean, if they're in that, you know what I mean? Like, don't they grab jurors from the area? It's not like people from out of state are coming.
Yep. All you got to do is find out who they I mean, it's very easy. Personal details.
Yeah. I mean, come on. It would be so easy to figure out who those 12 people are, or however. I think it's 12,
Matt,
right?
Let me ask you this.
Go for it.
Let's say I all of a sudden take off of work for about 3 weeks and no one knows why. And all of a sudden you see that there's a massive trial happening in Green Bay. and you were like, oh, Jake came back right after this trial got done.
Yeah.
Boom. Now everyone knows I let some fucking asshole off who clearly murdered someone, like,
yeah, but who doesn't go to work? All right. So I've never done jury duty. Every time I've gone in to do jury duty, which doesn't happen anymore. I had it twice and I didn't get picked either time. And then I moved around a lot. So no one finds me anyway. You would go to work, you're like, fuck, I got jury duty, fucking letter in the mail. Yep. Like you would fucking know these people it's not safe, right? How many fucking jurors did the mafia used to get to? They used to bribe. They used to be like, we'll kill your family. Like, and the mafia doesn't exist. I'm just saying, if the mafia did exist, yeah, which I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying if it did, I'm sure that's probably how they would handle their business, right? I mean, come on. How easy is it to just have someone sitting in the courtroom and go, oh, I'm going to find out who that motherfucker is. And in the day of Facebook,
there was even some fucking broad who was trying to take pictures of the jurors. And the judge was like, hey, delete that fucking photo on your phone, bitch.
They should have took her phone and put it in a toilet.
Should have fucking hung her on a fucking spike.
Mistrial right there.
Yeah.
The whole jury should have been dismissed and a random one should have came in.
Yep.
Handpicked by me.
I would have loved to have been on that jury for sure. They always say the people that always want power should never get power. But I feel like I'm not a fucking asshole. I can see things objectively from all sides. Unless when it comes to pedophiles and communists. Then they're all fucking ants and they should all be burned with magnifying glasses.
Well, one thing about that trial, though, it was never about
the facts.
No, it was about race.
And it was about that video.
Oh, my God. The video.
Like, don't get me wrong. When I first saw that fucking video, I was like, dude, I just witnessed a fucking murder.
Yeah, we talked about it. Remember? We talked about it at work. Yep. We were like, oh my God, I can't believe this. That motherfucker's going to get killed. Yep. We didn't even think he was going to make it to the fucking trial.
No.
And boy, did he.
Yep.
And boy, do they make you think, holy cow, you better not do anything wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody who is about to commit a crime, do not do it because no matter how small it is, you could potentially go to prison for the maximum, right?
Yep.
4 years. 4 years for manslaughter.
Especially if you're a conservative nowadays.
Right. 4 years for manslaughter, 20 years for freaking second degree murder and 10 for third degree murder. And he got all of them guilty on all of them.
Yep.
He's going to die in prison. He's 40 years old. He ain't got that much time left. And then he's going to die in there because, hey,
as soon as you're going to fucking stab him.
Fuck yeah. And if he survives in there, oh my God, is that not a guy you want to let out into fucking society?
Yep. He's coming out with fucking swastikas tattooed all over him. He's going to join that white pride fucking movement so damn fast in there.
Fuck yeah, dude, I would too. I ain't gonna be nobody's bitch. What are you, nuts?
Yep. I, as a white man,
either that or you join up with the Mexicans because fuck.
I was gonna say, I, as a white man, will gladly join a fucking straight up racist white group in prison if I ever land myself in prison. Like, I'm not even gonna lie.
I will. That never happens.
I will align myself with these fucking assholes just to survive prison.
Maybe I'd hang out with the Asians.
Or, yeah, I'd go join the Asians. I'm white. They're white.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never mind. I recant. I'll go join the Asians.
Yeah.
Be in there with
just
some
hang out with
triads.
the Asians. And we can learn a cool language and we could just hide out in Japan or China or wherever one day.
All right. Now, let's talk about this one bitch in Ohio.
I keep getting us off track. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
It is hilarious though.
So this Ohio one, This is a good one. This is a good one.
Wait, the
Makaya,
latest thing, the one you were talking about?
yeah,
Today?
Makaya something.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know much about this.
Okay.
All I saw, so I started kind of giggling this morning when you were telling me about it because I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck happened to this chick?
Yeah. So what had happened was, we're not sure of the details, and this is a big thing about reporting things right away. So no one's ever sure of the details of exactly what happened before the video.
Especially us.
Yep. And so allegedly someone called the cops and there's a voice, like a 911 call that was leaked or put out there. Someone called and said they're trying to put their hands on my grandma and fight us, come quick, or something along those lines. So a couple cops show up. They're trying to figure out what's going on. All of a sudden, this fucking bitch runs out, pushes or kicks someone. All right. So have you ever stabbed someone? Like with a knife? Have you ever stabbed someone? Like put the knife inside of them. I don't mean to sound creepy. Knives go in very easily. All right. Knives go into skins very easily.
Yes. Yes, they do.
That being said, this bitch fucking winds up. Just winds up. I'm talking like imagine you're about to backhand someone really fucking hard that you don't like. She's fucking full wind up. And this cop is like, drop it, drop it, drop it. And he puts 4 rounds into her. Because she had a knife. She was about to fucking make someone into a shish kebab. All right? So this 16-year-old teenager, not a child, as everyone's trying to say, the 16-year-old teenager who should know right from wrong, just fucking runs out full bore with a knife, pins this other girl up against a car, and is about to just straight up stab this bitch right in front, in plain view, right in front of cops. So here's the scenario we have. Now, I don't think I've said race at all, right? I haven't told you the race of anyone. Well,
nope.
The girls that were in this altercation were both black, because you got to mention that nowadays. The officer was white. So this officer gets out the car, tries to figure out what's going on, sees someone get kicked to the ground, turns to them, looks back up. He sees 2 girls, one that's pinned against a car, one that has a knife and is about ready to stab this other bitch in the chest. What is the officer supposed to do? What is the officer supposed to do there?
You want me to tell you? I'll tell you exactly what he's supposed to do.
Yes.
He's supposed to, because he's a white guy.
Yes.
And they're black teenagers.
Yes.
The future, or not so much anymore, but the future of our country. He's supposed to, by today's society, allow the girl who he shot stab the girl at least 30 fucking times, and then he should have probably beamed her in the face with his fist.
Yeah.
You know, while she was distracted with the girl, but then he was so then you got the girl being stabbed, which it's okay because he's going to take this girl to jail.
Yes.
But he's a white guy. So even if he did that, it was going to be a white officer put his hands on a black teenage girl.
Yes. A child.
In an altercation. A black child. Right? A black child. I'm sorry. I was
got to get your facts straight here.
That's right. Yep.
And also the media says she was holding holding a knife.
Oh no, she was full on swinging a fucking knife.
She was full on milliseconds away from stabbing her.
Yeah.
Like she was in full cocked back position, ready to just stab that bitch. She was not holding the knife.
No.
She was holding it in the loosest definition of the word holding. Yeah. So here's my opinion on this. We're gonna read through some tweets. We're gonna read through some tweets here that are.
I just wanted to say though, you can go online. The police there in Ohio have released the 911 calls, all the video footage, everything. So if you got the stomach for it, you might as well fucking watch it, because if we're gonna just start living in a society where the fucking public and all the ass clowns on the internet and the AI and the bots and all the bullshit is fucking convicting us before we actually get our fair trial.
Yep.
Then there you go.
I don't really know how you can have a fair trial in today's day and age.
Never. You never could, unless nobody knew you got arrested, right? Unless it wasn't on the news. Yeah, it's impossible. Depending on the case, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about some of these tweets from some of these great people we have here. So Bree Newsome and her name on Twitter is defund and abolish police. So this bitch says teenagers have been having knife fights, or having fights involving fights with knives for eons. We do not need police to address these situations by showing up to the scene and using a weapon against one of the teenagers. Y'all need help. I mean that sincerely. So apparently it's okay for my dogs are going crazy right now. Maybe my home is being invaded.
Get out. Maybe it's the police.
Someone actually did just open my door. Hold on.
Okay. Well, what I'll say is, get your gat. Just make sure it's not a cop before you get shot.
Hello?
Anyway. But anyway. So what I don't even remember what I was going to say. We're going to cut this out. Let me put it in my notes. Well, he's laughing, so that's a good sign.
Everything is good.
Okay. I messed up. I was trying to find the time thing.
Oh, that's all right.
To chat it in there. I think it was like 37 minutes we'll have to listen to, because I forgot what I was going to say. I got distracted and worried at the same time.
We'll do 37 to 38:20.
Yeah.
All right. So now that is all out of the way.
It's 38:20.
Yeah, 38:20. So we'll do 38:45. We'll just call it 38:45 and be good.
Okay.
So again, I literally walked upstairs with my gun, and my mom was like, "Do you have your gun in your hand?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do."
I heard you laughing. It was hilarious.
So
I was like, "Oh, he's laughing now. It's good."
So where were we? Okay. Yes. So apparently, and you know what? I'm all for this now. I think police just need to stop policing. Let the fucktards weed themselves out. And then we'll have a much better society. And that goes for white people as well. This isn't just about them dare blacks. It's about all of them. Fuck them all.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human beings, right?
Exactly. And I hate every fucking one of them.
Hell yeah. It's
all right.
So messed up, dude. It's so ridiculous. This is the world we're living in right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's a very sad time that we have where, and don't get me wrong, I would love to live in a world where we didn't need guns, we didn't need knives, we didn't need locks on our doors, we didn't need fences, we didn't need anything to protect us from anyone else. That would be a great, fantastic world to live in. The issue is, People are fucking assholes. They don't always have your best interests at heart. Some people want to kill you. Some people want to rape you. Some people want to take your stuff. Some people want to torture you. Some people want to fucking pull out your toenails with fucking pliers. Some people want to cut your tongue off. Some people want to cut your dick off. Some people are fucked in the head. All right?
Yeah. It's part of the human condition, man.
Yes.
You will never get rid of racist people. You will never get rid of it. Yes, it is. It's unacceptable, and the majority of society knows that. Even the people that are racist know that it's unacceptable.
Why do you think they
for
hide
the most part, yeah, like, come on, man. Like, if people can't see that this is an agenda run here, this is like forcing this down your throat. They're creating like the Democrats, man, the whole left. I'm not even going to say politicians anymore, right? Because the politicians are the politicians. They're all on the same team. Does anybody remember learning about Jim Crow, the Jim Crow laws? You know, like, let's segregate everybody again. Yay.
Yep. I mean, fuck.
It doesn't make any fucking sense that people are buying into this shit.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
What if it was a black police officer that shot her?
Yeah.
Would it have been okay?
But no,
it would have been courageous black police officer saved a young child.
It would have been a black officer with internalized racism.
Oh, they would have called. Oh, yeah, they would have called it like blackism or something. Blackest cop.
Yeah. But so you have all these. And we're gonna get into this. So everyone wants to make this a race issue, and I'm gonna get a little spicy here towards the end. So Kathy Griffin, good old Kathy Griffin says, "How in the hell does this police officer think it's a good idea to fire shots blindly into a group of teenagers having a fight? First of all, it wasn't blindly. He put 4 rounds into this bitch. Not a single one hit anyone else. There were only 2 people standing in the line of fire. Yes, one of them had a knife. Oh, that's never happened in your school or neighborhood. She didn't deserve to die. 16 years old. What about the girl that was about to be stabbed? What about her? Does she not matter? Apparently not.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Then we also have, and I'm just going to keep going through these. A black girl is dead because the cops brought a gun to a damn knife fight. If you don't know how to de-escalate teenage girls who are fighting, you should not be a police officer. I said what I said. And you know what? I partially agree with that. The issue is, how do you de-escalate someone with a knife? You bring a giant magnet and you pull it out of their hand.
Yes.
Yep. And then this is where I'm gonna get a little spicy here, because I'm very mad about this. And I don't want to hear it from the folks who keep on saying the cop protected other black girls. I'm glad they are safe, but most of y'all don't give one fuck about black girls. You just want reasons not to hold police to higher standards. This is why our movement keeps asking us to reimagine public safety, to defund the police, because the cops act like their only tool they have is to use a goddamn gun, and that's a failure of both competency and imagination. A lot of you will walk away from this and soothe yourself with the language that this was justified. It is neither just nor justified. A black girl is dead, and if your framework of policing justifies this, you are part of the problem. I am done. So, the issue I have here is she might be right. Sometimes people just don't give a fuck about other people. Frankly, I don't give two fucks about those black girls. I really don't. I really don't. Call it callous. Call me an asshole. Call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't really care. I have very limited fucks for the people I care about. There's not many fucks to give out. That being said, do you truly think that officer popped his head off of his fucking bed and said, I am so goddamn excited to go kill a goddamn nigger today? Do you really think that police officer fucking said that? Because if you do, I may suggest you're part of the fucking problem. This racialized world where everything must be seen through the lens of race. I'm a white guy. You're a black guy. Those are white girls. Those are black guys. Those are white guys. Those are black fucking whatever the fuck. I don't care about that. What I care about is the individual. The girl was about to stab another girl and kill her potentially. That officer made a choice. Was it a good choice? Maybe. Was it a bad choice? Maybe. Was it something he has to live with for the rest of his fucking life? Yes. That's for him to decide if he made the good and proper choice. That is for him to have to live with for the rest of his fucking life. He killed someone. He ended someone's life. And that is a very sad thing. That is a very traumatic thing. I understand that. But the moment you start putting those thoughts into his head, the moment you start thinking you knew exactly what he was thinking, that he was so goddamn excited, he's been on the force for 30 fucking years, and he finally gets to take out one of those dirty blacks. You are part of the fucking problem. And I am goddamn sick of it. That's my rant and my spiciness for the day.
Well, you're not wrong. We shouldn't even... the color of your skin or where you're from, it shouldn't even fucking matter.
No.
The only thing that should matter is, yes, somebody lost their life. Maybe a troubled teenager who was overreacting lost their life. Yes. However, in the heat of the moment, how are you going to blame these officers for every fucking thing someone does to themselves?
Yeah. And, let's talk about LeBron James, all right?
Ooh.
So, LeBron James had a very beautiful tweet. And you know what? I am all for self-defense. I am all for self-defense. We probably won't put well, you know what? Fuck it. Everything's lie, everything's raw. We're going to leave that fucking one part in the video where I just leave. We're just going to leave that in there. Fuck it.
That'll work.
Just to prove I am all about self-defense. I literally just grabbed my gun because I heard someone entering into my house.
It was terrifying. I was scared, and I'm nowhere near you.
I am all about self-defense.
Oh shit! He's about to shoot someone. I hope it's not a cop.
I admittedly I had it in the holster still.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's easy enough to click off, and
you should probably get a different color holster so they don't automatically think you're about to blow their freaking face off.
Nah,
it should be like bright green or yellow or something, like a taser. So then you could just say, "Oh, I thought it was a taser, bro. Sorry."
So yes, I love my gun, dude. It's so fucking beautiful. Love it.
It's nice. It's so small. It looks like you could wear it as a necklace.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So I am all about self-defense. I would love to self-defend myself to completion one day. That's a joke for people that won't understand. I apologize. It sounds dirty. Don't worry about it.
It's kind of gnarly.
But I am all about that. If fucking some people walked up into your house and they just started stealing shit and you felt the need to stab them to death with a knife like that girl was about to do, I'm all for it. The issue is, cops are there. Probably should stop defending yourself and let the police officers take care of it. But
I'm looking at the situation a little different, though. I understand. I'm not going to ever blame that cop for doing what he did. I never
Absolutely
would.
not.
I won't. I will never condone people saying, oh, he fucking. No. I will say this, though. Had he not, there would be 2 very hurt black girls.
Yeah.
Apparently, since we're just going to concentrate on the race, right?
Yep.
Because that's what they're talking about, right? Because that girl probably would have stabbed her one time before that officer got there and brained her, right? Because you're going to have to end that shit right then, right?
Yep.
But unfortunately, it went a different way. And hey, that's that split-second decision you got to make.
Yep.
How crazy is this fucking person? If someone came into this fucking house, granted, I don't do the whole gun thing, you know. I'll look down it. I don't care. That shit don't scare me. However, I wouldn't mind taking a ball bat to someone's face over and over and over again. You break into this house, buddy, you're going to have some problems.
We're just outing ourselves as psychopaths here, man.
Hey, I don't know if it's psychotic, though, man. When it comes to your family and the safety of what, your home,
Well, like, what I mean by that is you just said over and over and over and over. And I admitted that it is very easy to slide a blade into someone's skin. Like, like we kind of just admitted we might be psychopaths.
I got to be totally honest. I mean, if someone was endangering the lives of my family or, God forbid.
You always gotta have that demon inside, man.
Fuck, dude. I mean, maybe if there was a police officer there and I had brained someone one time and he didn't shoot me, but I went in for the second one and he shot me, I'd probably
understand.
I'd understand as I was dying. I think I would understand, man, maybe I shouldn't have gone in for that second swing.
Maybe just the one was fine.
You know? So, I mean, you gotta, I mean, man, people make mistakes too. Just saying.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been in the heat of the moment. Once you get that first punch in, that second punch, then that third punch, it just feels really good to get, a couple of punches. You kind of lose track of time,
I like taking the hit and then, a bunch of face shots or head shots and then just looking at them like, what's that all you got, you fucking pussy? And then when they go in for that real tired one, that's when you crack them right in the throat.
Right in the jugular.
Yeah.
All right. So then we got, so we'll get back on track a little bit here.
Yeah, sorry.
Let's talk about this LeBron James guy who I fucking hate.
Yeah.
With a burning passion. As discussed earlier by the fact that I would swallow my pride and bite his dick off.
Ugh. Never, ever put
a man's penis
near your mouth. Ugh.
That's how much I hate him. So LeBron James decided it was a good idea to post a picture of the police officer in question that shot the girl with a caption, "You're next," in all caps, with a hourglass, and then the hashtag accountability. So I agree. Maybe we should have some accountability. What about the accountability for the girl that got shot, though? I mean, shouldn't she be held accountable for her action? I mean, I argue that she was, seeing as she's no longer breathing. But where does accountability end and where does it begin? Should the parents be held accountable for raising shitty kids? And this isn't just the black kids are shit thing. This is a all kids are fucking assholes thing.
Yeah, I was a fucking asshole when I was a kid.
Me too.
I yelled at teachers. I was like, "Fuck you!"
Yep. So this isn't just this isn't an everyone problem.
So we're white, by the way.
We're very white.
Yeah.
Very white.
And we were asshole kids. That's just it.
I had a teacher. I just got to tell the story because I love this story. I had a teacher, Miss Fish, in 2nd grade, constantly tell me I couldn't use the bathroom. I kept asking her, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. Hey, I got to go to the bathroom. She finally said to me, if you have to go to the bathroom so bad, pee in the garbage can. Me, as a 2nd grader, I peed in the fucking garbage can. Then I got suspended for a week because I called her fucking bluff. Fucking bitch. Anyways, so where and when does accountability end? Let's take George Floyd, for example. Should he not be held accountable for all those drugs he induced? And what would accountability look like? One might argue that the coroner who saw George Floyd's body said, if you didn't show me the video and I just saw the body, I would assume overdose. What about that for accountability? What about the girl that was mid-stab? That was mid-stab, not just holding a knife, standing there like, oh, hey, look, officer, a knife. What about the girl that was mid-stab on another girl? Should she not be held accountable? And what does that accountability look like? I would love it if people didn't have to interact. If that 53 million people had to interact with police, if we cut that back to 2 million, 5 million, 3 million, 7, 10, even 10 million, that would be amazing. Because that's 40 million less interactions that have to be an inconvenience, a nuisance, an annoyance, potentially deadly, because some people don't know how to fucking act. So where does the accountability end and begin, LeBron James? Where does it begin and end? Because I would like a serious answer to that.
Well, it's a system, isn't it?
Well, with them arresting and charging Floyd, they just absolved the system, this quote unquote systematic racism. They absolved the state of that because they pinned it on one fucking dude like they did with Jesus. Fucking Derek Chauvin is the Jesus of racism. You pinned it all onto one guy.
You see what happens? You see what happens when retarded things happen in our fucking country and in our world?
Yep.
It makes Jake say crazy shit like Derek Chauvin's the new Jesus.
He's the Jesus of
racism, right.
They just pinned all the racism in the world onto one man.
Jesus. Jesus Christ.
Holy shit.
Wow. Or people are going to start saying Derek Chauvin. It doesn't roll off the tongue like Jesus Christ, though.
No, it doesn't.
Derek Chauvin, what the fuck are you doing? You see what I'm saying? Shit. It doesn't work. It's like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean?
Nope. This is the episode that gets us canceled, baby. Let's go.
All right. That's fine.
But
we only have like me. I'm the fan.
Yeah. And to all of you that actually do listen to these, we very much appreciate it. Somehow we have 133 people that have listened to this shit so far. Or 133 listens, not people individually.
Yeah.
So,
hopefully it's not FBI agents. And if it is the FBI, we're looking for jobs.
Yeah. We would love to install a dictatorship somewhere, preferably in America, preferably me with being the leader.
We think proxy wars and installing governments is fucking hilarious, and we would love to try it somewhere random.
Yes, like in Washington, D.C. by chance.
Yes, especially if you don't make it a state. Thanks.
Yes, or if you do make it a state, we're going to have to do that to you.
Yes. You've been warned.
You've been warned. Yes. Wouldn't that be fucked up if we actually had like a couple of FBI guys? fucking Snowden. Here's what's actually happening. Snowden's listening to us, and he's like, he calls his old fucking CIA buddies or wherever the fuck he worked, the NSA. I don't remember where he worked.
Yeah, the NSA, yeah.
And he calls the NSA on us, and he's like, dude, I know we had a falling out, but you guys got to start fucking watching these guys. They are fucking mental, and they are going to become terrorists.
I am not going to be a terrorist.
I'd make no promises for myself.
That's good. I will sit behind this microphone and be like, what is it? You know, like the rebels, you know, rebels. I won't say rebel transmissions because I think that's another podcast, and I don't listen to them though. No. NFO. That's the only one you listen to.
So, but yes, LeBron James. When and where does accountability end? I think the big issue we are absolving black people of their actions. I mean, George Floyd, he took so many drugs. And then the Dante Wright guy. The officer asked you to step out of the car. We're taking you under arrest. You have a warrant out for your arrest. Fight that out in the legal system. I understand you don't want to go to jail, but dude, you robbed some bitch at a party for like $800 with a gun. I don't fault you for having a gun. I think everyone should have a gun. But you don't get to rob a bitch with it. You get to defend yourself with it. You get to target practice with it.
Yeah.
You get to feel it in your hand and get a little bit of a hard on with it.
So it's a good thing we're not recording video because you look kind of crazy now.
I may have been longingly staring into my gun. Not the barrel of it.
Yeah, just don't look down the barrel. Yeah. Never look down the barrel.
So it's one of those things where when you absolve people of their personal responsibility, they can make no wrong or right choices, and they can blame everyone else for their life. You can blame everyone else for the racism. You can, if you're not doing well in life, oh, well, it's the racism. If you're stuck at a shitty job, oh, well, it's the racism. When we no longer make people responsible for their actions, we get a society of degeneracy, stupidity, lunacy. Insert any other word you would like to. Yeah. I'm just fucking so sick of these people. And then,
well, you know, I still stand by. I've said it, I think, in another episode. I don't think these people are entertainers, and the people that are supposed to be bringing us all together should even be giving their opinions in public like that. And, you know, that I'm not saying take their fucking freedom of speech, but Jesus Christ, man, when you're on the fucking, I mean, you've literally caused a nationwide fucking shit with all these tweets, man.
Yep.
You know, and you took the voice away from a president, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. A president who didn't incite any violence.
Right.
But you had Maxine Waters fucking head down to Minnesota, where there were already riots happening, and literally call for more violence. And then, so to end on LeBron James again, I'm so damn tired of seeing black people killed by police. I took the tweet down because it's being used to create more hate. This isn't about one officer. It's about the entire system. And they always use our words to create more racism. I am so desperate for more accountability. So, again, I say, let's take this to the logical conclusion. No more police. No more cops. No more community officers. No more people to stop the girl. We wouldn't be hearing Micaiah's name. We'd be hearing the other girl's name. Micaiah's the girl who got shot in Columbus, Ohio. We would have been hearing about a different girl, the girl who had been stabbed in Columbus, Ohio, and
the white officer. Yep, and the white officer didn't save her because
there are no more officers.
No.
So let's talk about Chicago by chance. How many people were killed in Chicago last weekend? I don't know the actual number. I'm not even going to pretend to care about the actual number. Matt, you can feel free to look it up if you want.
I am.
But I'm going to go ahead and guess it was about 13. I'm going to guess about 13 people were killed in Chicago last week. Probably about 11 of them were black. One of them was white. We'll throw in an Asian for good mix. Give it that racial diversity. Why don't we ever hear about that? Why don't we ever hear about the almost weekly double-digit murders in Chicago? You get an answer to that one? Because I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, in 2020, no, this year, 127 people have been killed
in Chicago.
Yeah, it's April.
So that's we're in the 4th month. About 30 people. So about one a day.
Those are all homicides.
Yep. So about one person a day is killed in Chicago. We never hear a word about it. No one ever mentions it. No one ever says a word about it. No one wants to talk about it. And don't get me wrong, if Chicago was a Republican controlled state or Republican controlled city, I'd still want to talk about it. I'd still bring it up. So I don't fucking care who's in control.
Yeah.
I really don't. It doesn't matter. It's completely it's a completely non-starter to me. The people who control, quote unquote, control us, they don't have any more control on what I do in my day. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to eat. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to drink. I'm going to pee. I'm going to poop. I'm going to do my work. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to go home and go to bed. I'm going to repeat that same day in and out for the next 30 years. Then I'm going to die of old age or a heart attack before then because this stupid-ass society wants to kill me.
Here's an interesting headline from April 19th. How many days ago was that? 3? 2?
3 days.
3 days. 3 killed, including 7-year-old girl, and 24 wounded in weekend shootings across Chicago.
Nice.
That was last weekend.
Yep.
But you don't know about that. You know how many that's local news.
Yep.
Where that happened. That's not even freaking no headline.
Yep. So we're just being, this is to me, it's, whenever someone dies at the hands of police, it should always be examined. It shouldn't be examined through race. Race should never come into question. I don't care if it's a black officer that kills a white person. I don't care if it's a white person that kills a black person. Unless you have on camera that officer saying, I hate black people or I hate white people, race should not even come into question. It really shouldn't. That officer is doing a job. They may be a bad officer and they may have failed at their job. We should take that into account, take that into advisement, figure out exactly what the punishment should be, if any. Maybe in this previous case where a girl was about to stab another girl and an officer shot the girl that was about to stab someone. Maybe we should not examine things through race. Maybe we should do what Martin Luther King said. Judge by the content of their character and not the color of their skin. The content of that one girl's character was, I'm about to stab someone. And the content of the other character was, I'm about to get stabbed. And the officer made a choice. I'm sick of this race narrative. I'm so sick of it.
I found some newer information on that. Micaiah Bryant.
Sure.
It says they claim that she was armed with a knife because she was being attacked. However, based on newly released footage captured by a neighbor's security camera, we know at least the claim she was just protecting herself when the police showed up is not true. The new video, which supplements footage captured by the responding officer's body camera, shows a teenage girl instigating an altercation outside her foster home shortly after law enforcement officials arrive. The footage shows Bryant knocking one person to the ground while apparently shouting, "I'm gonna stab the fuck out of you, bitch." And it's just the first letters of those words, but I mean, come on.
You can maybe it's bisexual. You don't know. Did you just assume her sexual orientation?
No, but there's 4. It's F123 dashes. So, and then the other one is B1234 dashes. So, I mean,
makes sense.
I just use my working Jeopardy brain. Bryant then turns around and attempts to stab an unarmed woman. That's when a police officer intervenes, shooting the teen 4 times and killing her. And I mean, there's a pretty graphic fucking video of that.
Yeah, it's not a fun video to watch. It's
no. So
I for poops and giggles when that shooter in New Zealand went and shot up that mosque.
Oh my god.
I thought I could watch that video.
Yeah.
I watched that video and something definitely changed inside of me.
Yeah.
It was not
and it's sad that there's so many people willing to just fucking randomly or even like calculating and just go in, boom, boom, like that's fucking crazy, man.
Like I may make my jokes about wanting to go in and massacre people in DC. I don't think I could actually do it. I really don't.
No.
If push came to shove and I had to, do not ever mistake my kindness for there not being a demon inside of me. But could I ever, out of my own free will, go and just shoot up the whole of Congress? 10 times out of 11, probably not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, I'm just, this whole race narrative needs to stop. It's doing nothing but, and what's interesting is you have black people that don't believe it, but you have other black people that do believe it. So it's not a purely racial thing. It's not a purely race dividing line. You have a certain group, because, I mean, look at how many black people voted for fucking Trump. What I think this is, you have these people that are losing their stranglehold on the black community. Donald Trump said you've been voting for these fucks for 40 years. What else have you got to lose? He's fucking right. He's fucking right. I learned an interesting statistic today. During the whole of slavery, there were apparently only 12 million slaves brought across the ocean. 12 million, that's a decent amount. That's a lot of people. Yeah. You know how many black babies Planned Parenthood has aborted?
No.
Damn near close to 20 million. So whenever anyone wants to say Black Lives Matter, politely ask them which lives. Was it the 24 wounded and 3 killed in Chicago last weekend? Was it the 20 million that were aborted over the entire course of Black history, the entire course of Planned Parenthood? Which lives actually matter?
Yeah, which I think was only came around in the 70s.
Yep. If you look up the founding of Planned Parenthood, you have a great and amazing lady named Margaret Sanger to thank for that. That's sarcasm. She's a racist piece of shit, and she has expressly said that black people need to be eradicated. So, maybe not a great person. Maybe we can ascribe the 20 million black dead babies, the black genocide, to an actual racist piece of shit.
Wow.
And actually, it's close to 19 million. I just said 20 million for the effect. a nice round number.
Man, she was
a piece of work. Yeah, you should find some of her quotes on black people. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't want to read them because I said the N-word today. I don't want to give anyone more ammo. So if you want to read them, feel free.
I'm just looking her up. I'm just checking her out.
Yeah, she's had some great quotes.
And she looks like, I don't know if anybody that listens or even you have ever watched The Wizard of Oz, but she looks like Miss Gulch.
Yeah.
She looks like the bitch on the bicycle. She looks just like her.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow. She's she's got books, and what a disgusting woman.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So the lesson, we titled the show Justice is Dead Part 2 because it literally is.
Yep.
Right? I mean, you now have a legal system. Like, what's to stop the police from just saying, well, I'm here. I can't really do anything. I don't want to die, and I'm stuck in this job. So do they just drive the cars around and make their presence known, but not really do anything?
Yep.
And just see what happens?
Nope. There's a woman being raped over there. Better not stop it. I don't know if that suspect is black or white. I don't want to shoot them.
And let the politicians investigate because they're so good at judging and making things happen so quickly. They should just be the ones that investigate every single crime that ever happens or that's ever reported.
You'll get your fair and speedy trial then.
There you go. I mean,
just look at some of these places that have gotten rid of cops. I mean, crime has skyrocketed. It has been insane. And this, where does the accountability start? Where does the accountability start? Who's to be held accountable for these crimes? Who's committing most of these? If it happens to be black people, so be it. If it happens to be white people, so fucking be it. If it happens to be a giant group of triads from fucking Asia, so fucking be it. I don't care who's committing the fucking crimes. Just stop the fucking crimes. And it's one of those things. So let's go ahead and read some of these Margaret Sanger quotes. Because it's oh Jesus. 6 quotes hint why Margaret Sanger received a dozen invitations to speak at KKK rallies. And in case you don't remember, the KKK is a group of people that is very nice. It's very nice. The KKK was a group of people that did not really like the colored folk. We should hire 3 or 4 colored ministers, preferably the social service backgrounds and with engaging personalities. The most successful educational approach to the Negro is through a religious appeal. We do not want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population, and the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members. That was from Margaret Sanger, December 19th, 1938, letter to Dr. Clarence Gamble. Let's see. Eugenic sterilization is an urgent need. We must prevent multiplication of this bad stock. That's a pretty interesting quote. Margaret Sanger, April 1933. Birth control review. Let's see. Oh, here's another great one. Matt's a little preoccupied, so he gets to make me seem like more of a racist today. So our failure to segregate morons who are increasing and multiplying demonstrates our foolhardy and extravagant sentimentalism. Philanthropists encourage the more healthier and more normal sections of the world to shoulder the burden of unthinking and indiscriminate. I don't know if I could say that. I don't think I could say that, Margaret.
I was trying to keep up while I was distracted by my wife.
That's all right.
Wait, did you talk about? I'm on a thing that's 7 incredibly shocking quotes from her.
Yeah, I think I got 6 of them.
Oh, you did 6 of them?
Yep.
Oh, did you do the one where she accepted an invitation? I accept an invitation to talk to the women's branch of the Ku Klux Klan.
Nope.
Yep. Did you do the human weeds one?
No, go ahead and read that one.
Oh, they are human weeds, reckless breeders spawning human beings who never should have been born.
Oh God.
Yeah. But these are her thoughts regarding immigrants, the poor, and the error of philanthropy. Sanger's ideology of racial and social hygiene bleeds through her writings on breeding an ideal human race. She is a fucking psycho. If you thought Bill Gates was bad, this bitch probably pushed his ass out.
So we got this one too. The most merciful thing that a family does to one of its infant members is to kill it. That's quality right there. Let's go ahead and do this one. Birth control must lead ultimately to a cleaner race. Not, they sweep up the fucking grounds on Daytona 500. They brush those fucking, that fucking thing, they make it nice and clean. No, she's talking about birth control must ultimately lead to a cleaner race of people.
Yes.
Then you got eugenics is the most adequate and thorough avenue to the solution of racial, political, and social problems. Margaret Sanger. The Eugenic Value of Birth Control Propaganda. Birth Control Review, October 1921, page 5.
Yeah. Birth control is nothing more or less than weeding out the unfit.
So
seems like we should put that on a fucking t-shirt.
Yeah, and then we'll write under there the quote from Margaret Sanger, the woman who was responsible for Planned Parenthood and the abortion of 20 million fucking black children.
Yes. Oh man, there's another one that's 21 quotes. Man, this woman. A free race cannot be born of slave mothers.
Yep.
Wow.
So, to close out today's episode, racism bad, but also seeing everything through the lens of race, damn near just about as bad. The solutions to these problems are seeing everyone as an individual and treating everyone with kind, compassionate, caring hands until they pull out a knife and try to fucking stab you.
What the fuck, America?
What the fuck, America? Well, I guess that'll be the end of today's episode. I will say one last thing. I fucking hate LeBron James. And that is all.
Boom.
Today's episode was brought to you by... No, I'm not going to do it. I was going to remember the video I showed you earlier.
Oh.
Not going to do it. We'll save that. Okay. We'll save that for another time.
Maybe we'll just play the clip.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That will be today's episode. We rambled a little bit. Hopefully there was a heartfelt, compassionate speech in the middle of there where I may have dropped the N-word.
I was so tired and so stressed out over all of the horrible shit that's going on that I kept pulling us out of it. And you know what? I ain't sorry about it either. You'll fucking listen and you'll fucking like it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. And
oh,
remember,
wait, also, Prince Philip is a fucking god on some random island, by the way. And he's dead now. So what the fuck are they doing?
I don't know.
It's insane. I know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you all later.
What are we supposed to remember?
Oh, wait. Was I saying something?
You were remembering something.
Oh yeah. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, don't bring a white police officer to a black teen knife fight. That's all I got.
Incredible.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk to you all later.
Later.
Peace.